Well, of course we had to come back. We were out in Cascade last year, and it was just incredible. You know, obviously it's a long ways to go from Devil's Lake, North Dakota. It's a 20-hour drive, but just an incredible place. Luckily for us, a new resort opened up, like a big ski resort called Tamarack Resort that's just set up right off the lake. You look up the mountain, see the ski hills. Right in front of us is the lake where you just drive right down the lake and go out and fish. And so pretty sweet setup. So we're here this year. We don't really know what we're going to encounter yet. We're just going to drill a lot of holes. It's perch fishing. You know, you drill holes until you find them, and what we do know is we're excited to be here. The weather's nice and ready to get after it. Oh, here comes the mark. A little higher. Oh, there he is. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. That might be a good one. Come on. Oh, look at this. Oh, that's what we come out here for. Look at that. I love this place. Wow. You know, we came out here last year, and of course you get a taste of this, and you have to come back. Look at that. That is a jumbo. All right, I'll get that fish in the water. Look at that. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous perch. You know, so last year when we were out here, we were running basically the edges of the channels, you know, and we were fishing anywhere from say 25 to 20 feet of water. This year, different year, just up on this big flat channel out in front of us, and we're seeing small fish all over, and I think these big perch are eating those small fish. And we're just running and gunning. We're fishing off the sleds, being really mobile. We're still trying to tune in this pattern, but wow. First fish on Cascade. That is a perch. Wow.
Oh, that's a good fish.
You got a big one?
Yeah, he came up way off the bottom, this fish.
All right.
He feels like a good fish. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, nice fish. Dandy, dandy fish. That's what it's about. Yeah, I just brought it up about 2-3 feet off the bottom, and I was shaking that rattling blade spoon, and best mark of the morning showed up right there. Dandy fish, way to start. Yes, sir. Waxworms, a couple of waxworms, tipped with a spike on top of that. And I just took the, I took a rattling blade spoon, I took the treble off and put a dropper chain on it. Little glow hook on the bottom. And let's hope it keeps working. Growing up in North Dakota, starting ice fishing, you know, in my teens at 15 years old, you know, chasing perch. Obviously, everybody North Dakota wide, if you're an ice fisherman, has perch on your mind. So I guess been chasing perch in North Dakota for probably 35 years. You know, Devil's Lake, Lake Darling, every small lake in between. If there's a perch bite, you want to be on it. And, you know, to get to come to Cascade and chase these fish out here, it's an incredible place. It's a perch fisherman's dream to come here.
Whew. You know, it wouldn't be that, I guess it wouldn't be that cold out here if the wind wasn't blowing, but it's blowing. That wind's coming right off that back of that mountain, right down on us. It's probably got to be 30 mile an hour gusts, I would guess. You know, good 20 mile an hour wind with gust. And basically what we're doing is we're creeping. I guess probably the biggest thing we're trying to figure out is how much time to put into a spot. You know, we pop in, drill a few holes, we catch a couple nice fish. You know, do we sit there and see if more fish move in, or do we just keep creeping along here? And we've been just creeping along. You're just moving and grooving through here, see if we can get something happening. I think I'm just gonna creep ahead here, another 50 yards or so. Oh, there's a marking one. Here we go. Got him. I'm just gonna move. And this guy shows up. Don't you just love the color on these fish? They're just beautiful. Just a leech flutter spoon, bunch of wax worms on it. It's been kind of the program so far. That's just gorgeous. And I'm gonna pop out a perch. I've been trying to catch a fish small enough. This is about a 12-inch perch, which is about perfect. Thing about a perch eye is it's a lot more durable than wax worms.
Another dandy. Look at him, huh? All right. Nice fish. Gotta be 14-inch fish or better, huh? Dandy. I had 2 or 3 good fish chasing there.
You know, you look around this, you know, you got the mountains, you got this clear water. I mean, really excellent water visibility. And this is trout water. I mean, we caught a few rainbows. You know, last year we caught a few kokanee salmon out here. And I think what happens too when you get such clear water is that these fish can see your presentation from a long ways off. And I don't really know if it really matters so much what you're using, in the sense that I know people want to know a specific lure. They want to know a specific color, you know, and it can tell you what worked for us and make you feel good. But what happens is, at the end of the day, you talk to a lot of different anglers that caught fish or did well, and they're all using something different. So I think there's more to it than the lure or the color. And I think the big thing is getting that lure up where those fish can see it. And a lot of times, you know, the small fish would come up from the bottom, but the big fish, they came in screaming at it from the side. And I think that's, you know, something that's important to point out, is that, yeah, these small fish, you know, if you got fish, you know, 2-3 feet of fish that are coming up and down off of the bottom, those aren't what you're looking for. You know, just keep getting it above them and pulling it away. Those big fish, they didn't come up out of the pack usually. I mean, we had a few big fish that came up from the bottom, but I would say 8 out of 10 of the big fish, they came in from the sides. Where you're 4, 5, 6 feet up the bottom, all of a sudden, boom, there it is. And not is it just a mark, it's a big red, pink mark. I mean, and there was no doubt in your mind when these fish hit. It wasn't a barely twitch the rod tip. It wasn't a imagine the bite, set the hook. It was just a slam. I mean, some of those strikes, it felt like a walleye hitting it, you know, an aggressive walleye. And when you're in 20, 22 feet of water and they're hitting it that hard, just think of how far that fish is pushing forward with that bait in its mouth to get that rod tip to smack like that. I mean, it's impressive. And that's what's so fun about this, is that, yeah, you're catching big fish, but they're big fish with an attitude. I mean, these fish smoke that lure. Here we go, here we go. Eat it. Oh, there he is. That was a bite. Boy, this is a good fish, whatever it is. Oh, oh my. Amazing. Amazing. Wow. That fish just thumped it. When they get that big, it's like a walleye bite. Look at that. Look at that. Unbelievable. Just look at the belly and the orange. Just bright orange. I mean, you can almost mistake them as a European perch. Unbelievable. Oh, is that a beautiful fish. You know, 15 and a half inches, you know, to get to that 1 3/4 to 2 pound mark. The poundage could vary a lot by time of year. You know, later on in the winter you get these fish will put on a lot of egg mass and put some weight on, but tell you what, those are just special quality fish. That fish just burned in and just, I mean, I hardly had time to do anything. That fish was just on me, and it was just a thumper of a bite. Oh, that's why we're here. I actually went to a stiffer graphite rod just the way some of these fish were hitting. It's more like walleye fishing. You know, when you're looking at tackle for Cascade, basically, you know, you grab your walleye box, and it says this isn't usually a finesse game, at least from what we've seen past few times that we've been out here. And so, you know, you take your rattle baits, you know, number 3 chubby darters, number 5 zippers. I know people have used Rip and Wraps with great success out here. You take your glide baits. This is just full of Tikka minnows. You know, that's a really good one, like a size 3 Tikka minnow, size 5 Tikka minnow. Leech flutter spoon. I mean, I started out with that and never took it off. Just your classic lead spoons, your rattle spoons, you know, just something that's about 2 to maybe 3 inches big with a treble hook. You can't use live bait in the sense you can't use live minnows, so you don't see people using tip downs or dead sticks as much. I mean, I see some of the locals using jaw jackers or just a jig and a piece of crawler, but no live minnows out here. You can use perch eyes, you can use wax worms, you know, Eurolivra. A lot of times we'd start out with some wax worms, catch a perch or two, you know, let's say 10 to 12 inches, you know, take the eyeballs and use that for bait, and a lot of times the perch eye will last you most of the day. We also caught a surprising number of fish on spoons without any bait. And so the big thing, I think, is just being in the right place, being in the right zone, working that lure, those fish come up and hit it. And, you know, at the end of the day, we didn't see any magic colors, we didn't see any magic lures, you know, things that you had to have. I think the biggest thing is just having the right program. If you have the right program out here, you can catch fish using a lot of different things.
Oh, good one. Another good one. I'm gonna move my transducer. Oh yeah, he's nose down. Oh yeah. This is a great fish. Oh yeah. One after the other. Jumbo jumbos. Let's get it back in the water. That's great fish. Gotta tease them, some of those. Some of them come in chasing hard and whack it. Others, they just gotta wait them out. That fish there, I played with her for a long time. Finally.
Oh, this one just smacked it. I got so much slush in the hole. Oh, what do we got here? Oh! You can lip them like a largemouth bass. Oh my. Look at that. Perch eye, a leech flutter spoon. Wow. But yeah, look at how many stripes these fish have. I mean, look at that. Look at that fish in my hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Look at the belly and the mouth. Check out that mouth. These fish are just predators. That is a pot belly. We'll let that fish in the water, but yeah, golly. Look at that beautiful pose. Down she goes. Oh, wow. And I've said it before, but you just have to stop and look around and just see how beautiful this is out here. Unbelievable. Last year was incredible, and we were just hoping we could maybe do as good as we did last year. We didn't know. This year has been even better. Pretty cool. What a difference a day makes. Yesterday was really an early morning bite. And that's kind of what we've been hearing too, and just from talking to people, that mornings are where it's at here. But at the same time, you know, you're here, you want to fish all day, so you don't want to get that in your head either. But we had a good day, first day. But talk about a different day today. Beautiful, partly cloudy, no wind, sunny, warm. We're on our best spot from yesterday here right away this morning. We're just going to see what happens. So the adventure continues.
Looked like a better fish. Feels like a good fish.
What do you got there, Jay? Oh, that's a nice
dandy.
one.
Good start.
How high off the bottom was that one?
He showed up about 2 feet off.
Okay.
Yeah, it's bouncing at 2 feet off the bottom, or 3 or so, and he just came straight in horizontally about 2 feet off the bottom, and it was a great mark. Lifted it up and he smoked it. Good start this morning. Oh, that's a nice fish.
So this isn't a situation where you've got the hot hole and your buddy comes running over to you and drills another hole right next to you and he gets them too. I mean, that's not what this is. What it is, you know, we would pop into an area, you know, 5, 6 guys, and we drill holes and kind of spread out, you know, maybe 10 yards apart, 15 yards apart, and we just give a little bit of time. And, you know, some holes would ultimately be better than others, and since it's a good hole, you might pop 4 or 5 of those bigger fish out of. The person next to you might only get 1 or 2, you know, that's just the luck of the draw. But it wasn't something where you could chase them. You can't chase these fish. You know, they're circling around, and, you know, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 fish in a bunch. That's all it is. And so you're running traffic, you're just trying to get that big fish to come underneath you. And that, I think, is why fishing high and fishing, you know, something those fish can see, that's why that's so important. Oh, look at that. That is so cool. That fish just ate it. Not a doubt in your mind that you have a fish. Yeah. Gorgeous. Just a perfect representation of a yellow perch. That thing came up so hard. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, this is a good fish. Look at that. Oh, wow. You hardly see that spoon. Look at the face these fish have. I'm gonna get my pliers here. And that was just a 2 or 3 fish burned in. Look at the belly. That is a special fish. Yeah, look at all that. She's already starting to leak eggs out. Oh, but it's amazing how much these fish will put on weight this time of year. Right now, you know, it's beginning of February, early February, and over the next month, these fish are just going to get fatter and fatter, and they're going to get heavier. And so, you know, we've had some fish that were right in that 2-pound range, which is huge for a perch. You know, 1.5 pounds has been more common out here, but you get towards late winter and these fish will get even heavier. To the point where they look like they're going to explode. You get a taste of this and you have to come back. Look at that.